Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation continues from Dhanasari Mahalla Panjwa, composition of the fifth Nanak. The recitation. Dhanasari Mahalla Panjwa, Mere Laal Bhalo re Bhalo Har Mangana. देखो पसार नैन सुनो साधु के बैन प्राण पत चित राख सगल है मरना रहाओ. This is the reflection. The reflection is on death. Sagal hai marna. We must all eventually die. That is the message being driven home. So mere Laal, beloved, again, it's addressing the mind as a beloved. It is very worthy, bhalore, indeed it is virtuous, bhalore, to beg for benediction of the benefactor. The Har is our benefactor. Bhalo, Har Mangana. So Bhalo has been used in various connotations. It is worthy to beg. It is indeed the only virtuous thing to do, to beg for the benediction, and the Har is the benefactor, Bhalo. And it goes on to remind us, see its expanse, dekh pasar nain, and hear the words of awakened seekers, suno sadhu ke bain, and forever keep the pran-pat, the sustainer of life, in your consciousness. In other words, become conscious. We are not conscious from a Gurbani perspective. And of course, remember that we will all eventually die. So what is being said here is that as we reckon how to live, we must also learn how to die. And the way to do that is through remembrance of death, memento mori. What that means is be prepared. Prepare yourself for that eventual moment. Prepare yourself because death remains an enigma. What happens then frightens us. But through constant reflection on death as being inevitable, what happens is the mind restructures itself. It establishes a hierarchy of value, if you will. If everything is eventually going to die, then the only good, bhalo, virtue, is to seek that which is permanent. The Har, the ground of being. And then in the second stanza, the Guru critiques the hedonistic treadmill that we are on. He says, Chandan choa ras bhog karat aneka, bikhya bikar, dekh sagal hai fike, एक गोविंद को नामनी को कहत है साध जन, तन धन आपन थाप्यो, हर जपना निमख जाप्यो, अर्थ धर्म देख कछ संग नहीं चलना. It's a very interesting passage. Chandan choa rasa bhog karat aneka. You apply sandalwood oil to your body, you pretty it, you perfume it, and you enjoy pleasures of many kinds, rasapog, karataneka. These are all corrupting. They corrupt the mind, bikya bikar. And look, the Guru says, they become insipid in the end. They have a bitter aftertaste, sagalaha pike. So only Naam, the wisdom of Gobind, is sublime. Ek Gobind ko naam niko. This is what the awakened ones have said. Kahte hain sadhajan. So then this association with the body, this prettifying it, perfuming it, the Guru says you claim the body and wealth as your own. tan dhan apan thapyo. But the fact is that you haven't contemplated the Har, who is the giver of life. Watch, wealth and possessions will not go with you. Arth darab dek kash sang nahi chalana. So we have to jump off the treadmill we're on in pursuit of sensory pleasures that eventually leave the mind pique. We have to realize that material consumption is a game of diminishing returns, and ownership over the body, identification with the body, is just a fiction. We need to reorient ourselves. In the final stanza, Jako re karam bhala, tin ote gahi sant pala, tin nahi re jam santave sadhu ki sangana, पायो रे परम निधान मिटियो है अभिमान एक निरंकार नानक मन लगना जाको रे कर्म भला bhala, auspicious, but here the word is used to denote the munificence of grace. Jaako re karam bhala, they who receive the munificence of grace, what happens to them? They hitch themselves to the robe of the awakened Sant. Tin ote gahi santapala, meaning they follow the Sant, the Guru. Attaching yourself to the robe simply means following the Guru. And in the presence of the perfected sadhu, the Guru, they feel not the distress of death. Tin nahi re jam santave, because they found the supreme treasure. Payo re paramanidhan. And in that finding, mityo hai abhiman, self-pride, self-importance is erased. Because the mind is now connected to the formless one. Ek nirankar nanak man lagana. So tuning to the Har erases the ego. So, and the fear of death is the anxiety of time and mortality that afflicts us. But once you attune to the formless reality, you identify with the infinite rather than with this perishable body. This is that Paramanidhan, because it provides us a security, a feeling, a sense of security that is quite independent of the physical world. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.